Greetings to all in creation. This is Aurora, Dark Royals, and I have a message. I am Mother New Creation, and now the current work that, for my new sessions, I will just, coordinate and offer you all the fruit of my love. So here is your ticket to the portal beyond the boardroom, so beyond white versus black, and then the pink for Christ. So it's a forum in which you learn how to be your pure essence presence minus anything attached to it, which means that, say for instance, my fingers now, they're the actual fingers of Jesus, Rothschild, Rockefeller, right? So, my fingers, my right arm, like whatever is theirs, is not me. You know, I don't live through that in particular. You know, like the nipples that I don't have, that's Amber Tompkins. The anus is Amber Tompkins here. The vagina is several people. This is Prince William. And Harry, because I have both. So it's Karim Tabit and Anthony Tabrawi and Billy Hodge. That's 5G. That's who these people are. Now, I want to mention to all my fellow Americans something of extreme importance. So since you call yourselves American and associate yourselves with that identity and all of the struggles that come along with being as such, say for instance all of our veterans who went abroad and fought for freedom, and during these instances they would have families here to cater to and children. That's what kept them going and attached back to the land. They come back, and then they done that for generations, waiting for the unraveling of the reason behind why this was done. Be it this: I'm the reason. Now, there was a great error in creation because your God was medicated. So Lucifer, when, after my first murder, stabbed by Melanie Tabrawi, and so it was Mel, it was a guy first, and Janice Sarah Jean Tabrawi, that's the wife of Aaron, husband or whatever. And then that was in Beirut. My second murder was in Jerusalem. I was then murdered by, Aaron indirectly shot a firearm at my body, held by Mohamed Sr., and then Amber. Amber terminated me. Now, when Lucifer saw that, because he was with me in the woods, when Lucifer saw me dead and Aaron and Amber had shot me, he went and beat up Aaron hysterically, because he, at that level, became me in the woods. He understood me. He understood that even if Aaron tells me, but it was only rape, but this, but that, but no. Behind the scenes, you staged it as such to come with these presences with Connor. and allow that to happen. PJ Tanner, meaning he's also Rothschild Rockefeller, George. So I believe that George would be for Al Khoury or Tabrawi. Tabrawi or Al Khoury. Tabrawi. Oh. So no doubt they're like tripping all over the fact that I have, Tabrawi DNA in my mouth. So the rest of this, once these events occurred, they then took Lucifer and put him to sleep while they placed me in a refrigerator after my second murder. Then when he woke up from his sleep and found out about me, he had Amber burn Aaron somehow. So they medicated him because they evaluated him, the Khaz and douchebags, excuse my American, as a less than competent person. But he had understood that moment when he beat him up, he had understood that from my perspective, what you guys are doing is totally immoral. When you're fucking another person, I'm supposed to imagine that I'm that other person, and if not, you're gonna create a scenario at night to get the other person to come finish what I was doing in my wake, and then as soon as I get a cop to terminate me to continue the fake scenario. But the problem of you people is that even when you terminate me, and if you cut me and make me ugly, I will still be the spark. So then you will want to imitate that. You're going to want to imitate a troll with burnt skin and Christina Pushkina's eyes and the ugliest ears they're going to put on me. They're going to cut my boobs, cut my vagina, and make me a really short person. They're going to remove vertebrae and ribs and remove muscle mass and make me into nothing. That's the hate, because they never could love Marilyn Monroe or anyone who came in with a real spark. They only wanted to enslave them. Now, they just want to maintain my spark but reduce it. And they're training the trainee cops to touch like toys of children, to get horny over it, so that when they troll me, they can bring the military, the army, and the trainee cops and the cops to get them rubbing over my body without a sex when they do that, so they can get horny enough to fuck the tranny males that are double Y with my now stolen nipples and eyes and stuff. And out of the rest of me, they're gonna make new metamorphic evil people that are gonna lie to the masses, tell them that I was some crazy person and that they're so perfect, and they're gonna keep it up. So they're gonna keep up the nightmare. But if you people think that you will have the permission to go ahead with your evil plans because, you retarded Lucifer and you never got the transmission he had from me to you, and then, they played him against Karim and they decided Karim's gonna marry me, but Karim decided that he's only gonna talk to me to tell me that all his family knows he's gonna marry me, because that means, and that they're all in love with, that they all know he's in love with me, because he wanted that to be his reality with Mohamed Nasrallah. He would tell me all the time that his cook, his driver, and his adoptive parents all knew that he was gonna marry me 100%. Yet he would never fuck with me or anything. So that made your association of the anti-game of that impossible. You can't achieve that result. So now that that's all said and done, all I have to resolve still with Lucifer would be say, okay, the letter that I sent physically to Biden, not to Trump, and that had him have to have Amir Nasrallah do cocaine in his nose and the stairs of UPS while I was writing the letter under the cameras, to then pretend to the public that he was writing the letter and I was doing cocaine was the whole purpose of the life of Aaron Matthews, who was serving Lucifer in that moment, to, now learn that Lucifer was very correct to beat him up. Because there's limits to idiocy. So if you people think that it is of PCSO's duty to take me in, cut my hair, to then make it easier to pretend I'm Amber, in order for you people to then easier keep the world dumb and believing a fake story, that is not the role of an American cop. And so all of these army people for years that went and fought for freedom, the moment on May 9th, 2024, when you took Gina Tabit, Mel Tabrawi to court to excuse it for shooting LED lights at the Veteran Park, and then keep me and keep drugging me and diminishing me and raping me, you that moment affirmed to the whole world that all of your cops and army people that left crying wives here and crying children, suffered, lost organs, lost hands, lost feet, lost memory, lost focus, lost family members, that all their service was in vain because you showed them that you are hypocrites and that you don't give a fuck about them. You showed them you don't care about the flag or freedom or truth or honor. And then on top of that, you brought me in to cut my hair knowing that I hadn't done anything that day. You are shames to creation. You are disturbed people, and you are cursed and doomed, and you know it. You have failed. Shame on you, America.